Tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javan Okello, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okello. I am in Seattle, Washington, and I am excited to be here with you for another amazing episode of the African Father in America podcast. I hope you are doing well. Let me know where in the world you are joining me from for today's episode of the African Father in America podcast. I am very, very excited to be here with you. And for those who are joining me for the first time, thank you. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. That is one of the ways that you can stay connected with me, but also one of the ways you can support the growth of the African Father in America podcast. So go down into the subscribe section of YouTube and subscribe to support the channel. Our proverb for today is beautiful. Remember, every day when we do the African Father in America podcast, I come with a new proverb and we learn about it, we break it down and we come up with 3 nuggets of wisdom that help you understand what this proverb means and how you can apply it in your life. And also, I always love listening to your own perspective of every given proverb that we share. So, I want to hear from you in the comments in regards to today's proverb, which I am about to put on the screen for you to also engage with. Our proverb here says that the hair on the head is older than the beard on the chin. The hair on the head is older than the beard on the chin. I just want you, for those who are joining on TikTok, by the way, thank you so much. Our proverb is from Malawi, and it says that the hair on the head is older than the beard on the chin. I hope that, this one makes sense to you all. I am going to dissect it a little more here, but this proverb means that our elders are wiser, and it is our elders are wiser, and they have a lot of experience and knowledge, and we should learn from them. Our elders are wiser, they have a lot of experience and knowledge, and we should learn from them. That is what this proverb basically means. But we are going to go a little further and learn that I'm going to share 3 nuggets of wisdom in relation to today's proverb. But sometimes, it is always hard to listen to our elders because they are probably not tech savvy. They are probably sometimes they're not right, But even if we don't agree with their perspectives, it's really important that we respect and still listen to them, even if we are not going to do what they are saying, So, especially because they've seen a lot, they've been through a lot. So, just listening sometimes is better than writing them off. But here are the 3 nuggets of wisdom that my team and I prepared for you in regards to today's proverb that I am hoping you can also take away, In the meantime, I also want you to share your own perspective in the comment section, whether you are on TikTok or whether you are on YouTube. I know we're also live on LinkedIn and Facebook and X. Take a minute, especially if you're on TikTok, double tap the screen, basically like the live stream and share it, It's really, really important. One of the ways that we can let other people know that we are here, we can let TikTok know that this show is actually, engaging with you who is watching at this moment, is by you liking it and sharing it. So our first nugget of wisdom. For those who are joining me for the first time, for the very, very first time, thank you for taking your time, by the way, for being here for the AFIAPodcast. Whenever I come here, I come with an African proverb, and I also come with 3 nuggets of wisdom, so that by the end of every episode, you leave with some form of African wisdom to just add to your toolkit of taking care of yourself mentally and grounding yourself in African culture. So our proverb for today is quite amazing. For those who have not seen it, especially those who are watching on YouTube and the other platforms except TikTok, you can see it on my screen. The proverb says, the hair on the head is older than the beard on the chin. I have no guest today. So many times I have guests who join me for the AFIAPodcast, but today I have no guest, and my goal is to stay consistent, and I've been doing this for like 3 years now, just being consistent and sharing African proverbs with the hopes that I make my ancestors proud. I just want to make my ancestors proud that I'm continuing to uphold African proverbs, African wisdom. So that's why I'm doing this. That's my motivation, So every day when I wake up, I want to share African proverbs for myself, for my community, for my children, so that they can learn something new that is African, that is grounded in our culture. So if this is something that makes you feel great, make sure you're also liking this, this live stream. If you're on TikTok, sharing it. But if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel. That's one of the biggest ways you can support. If you want to go further, you can also give this video a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. Now, these are the 3 nuggets of wisdom that are related to today's proverb. Number 1, our elders are wiser than we are. That's a fact. We can't change it. The longer you've been around, the more you've been through, the more you've learned, the more you've accomplished, and they have more experience and knowledge, and we should learn from them. So it's always a choice. You can choose to learn from your elders or not. It's up to you. But what this proverb is suggesting is that because of that knowledge, we should spend a little more time. We should invest our time in learning from those who were here before us, and those who are still around, but they are elderly, and they obviously have a lot of knowledge and something that we can gain from them, especially in terms of experience. Number 2, we should respect our elders. They have earned our respect, and we should show it to them. Again, some elders are just rude, some elders are just disrespectful, some elders are just dismissive of young people. And so despite all of that, we should still show respect to them because they've earned it. I know age doesn't matter. I know that a lot of us actually make more money than our elders these days. A lot of us have more followers on social media. We know a lot. But what this proverb is suggesting, that they've earned our respect, and we should make sure we are showing them love, we are showing them respect, no matter what. And then finally, our proverb here says that our last nugget of wisdom. I always bring 3 nuggets of wisdom for every episode of the AFIAPodcast. So the final one says that we should listen to our elders. They have valuable advice to give us, and we should be open to receiving it. Again, what this proverb is suggesting is that listening is critical when it comes to growing, because the only way you can grow is to look at other people who have been here before. My father is almost 86 years old. He's back in Kenya, and I'm in Seattle, Washington, so I rarely get an opportunity to spend sufficient time with him. So whenever I do, I want to take in as much as I can in terms of just listening. I ask questions, but sometimes he's not even interested in providing some of the questions that I am curious about. Sometime I've actually traveled from Seattle with all my podcasting gears, and excited that, this time round I'm going to spend some time with my dad. and I'm going to document some of his own experiences that he had growing up. I'm going to ask him how I was growing up and all those kinds of curious stories. But when I get there, he actually doesn't want me to document anything. He just wants to spend some quality time conversing, eating, and that's it. No recording anything. And so, just work with your elders. And also your elders could be your siblings. Your elders could be your parents. Your elders could be your friends, So just find an elder in your own environment and give them what this proverb is asking. And also, if you are an elder, share this proverb with those who are around you that you feel need to hear it, Anyway, so I just want to thank you all for always supporting the African Father in America podcast. I have been pushing these beautiful African proverbs and this movement for over 3 years now. And I am really, really proud of what we've accomplished. We don't have a huge community online yet, but we have a very, very grounded community, There are people that I've met because of this show in person, where we've worked on projects together. For example, we have worked on the Madaraka Festival with a lot of people that I met through this show. And Madaraka Festival has become the biggest African music festival here in America. It used to happen just in one city here in Seattle, Washington, and now it's happening in over 6 cities across the United States. And many, many people who I met through this AFIAPodcast are very critical to the work I do with the Madaraka Festival. There are also, many leaders who have supported my growth, who have helped me with a lot of funding opportunities that I met through this show, Because of this show, I've also met a lot of African spiritual leaders. I've met a lot of African politicians, influencers. So the only last thing I'll say before I wrap up the show is, whatever you do, just stay consistent and don't pay too much attention to what other people say about what you do, because you are the vision bearer. You're the one who understands why you're doing what you're doing, And so I highly encourage you to stay focused on your vision. You're the one who understands why you're doing what you do. So I will be back here again tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will be bringing another African proverb, and we will be dissecting it and learning 3 nuggets of wisdom from it. I might have a guest, Lately I've been having so many guests. It's been rare to find a show of the African Father in America podcast without a guest. So today is just refreshing, Today has just been refreshing. I also just want to thank everyone on TikTok. I haven't been going live on TikTok for a while. I started doing that last week, and I just love what I'm seeing. So if you're following me on TikTok, thank you. If you're just joining me over there for this TikTok live for the first time, for this recording of the AFIAPodcast, please take a minute and make sure you follow me over there, and also like the current live stream that is happening. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel over there. I just deeply appreciate it. The beauty of technology is that it allows us to be live on multiple platforms. We are live on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, which is formerly Twitter, and also on LinkedIn, So I just thank you. I thank you so much. And then there are also a number of people who are not going to be listening to this show until later on through podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Again, thank you, to those listeners who are going to be listening to the show later on, maybe while you're driving to work or while you are working out, I just want to thank you, for supporting. Again, see you in the morning tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is 4 p.m. East African Time and 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is for those who are in the East Coast of the US. Again, thanks a lot, and take great care of yourselves. Peace and love.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze.
You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon.